Okay, this one, problem 31, is one of the harder problems. And we're going to do it a little different than the book. They only want you to find sine of alpha plus or minus beta, and then two others, cosine of alpha plus beta and tan of alpha minus beta. We're going to do it all together to save time, just like you do with the quadratic formula, where you don't do two separate problems. You put the plus and minus in there and use the formula once and get two different solutions. We're going to do the same thing with this. Okay, they give you sine of alpha and they give you sine of beta. You have two separate angles, and here they are. Here are your two separate angles. We know right away that this one is 3, 4, 5 because we know our triples. We're not sure about this one, so we're going to have to use the Pythagorean theorem. But we're really finding the difference and the sum and the difference between these two angles here. Okay, so we have sine of alpha. Sine of alpha is 3 over 5, I believe. Let's check. Yep, 3 over 5. That means cosine of alpha is 4 over 5, and tan of alpha equals 3 over 4. So we have that information. The other information we need to get is all the betas. We have cosine of beta. Let me do this one in green. We have cosine of beta equals 2 root 5 over 5, but we don't have sine of beta. So we have to find y, and by using the Pythagorean theorem, we're going to get, let me do it over here, 20 y squared equals 25 minus 20. So y squared equals plus or minus root 5. Since we're in quadrant 4, our y is negative, so we're going to just take the negative, because y is negative in quadrant 4. So we know that this is going to be negative root 5 over 5. And tan of beta is going to be negative root 5 over 2 root 5, which equals negative 1/2. You could put a 1 here, cancel those two out. Okay, now all we have to do is use the formulas. And I'm going to have to write these down somewhere so I can remember on the slides. Okay, so we want sine of alpha plus beta. They also want, this is part A and C, so we're doing A and C together so we don't have to do this twice. We can just split it up later. So we have sine of alpha. We already know that this is 3/5. We know that cosine of beta is 2 root 5 over 5. We're going to put the plus and minus. And then cosine of alpha is 4/5. And sine of alpha is negative root 5 over 5. Okay, so I'm going to multiply this, and I get 6 root 5 over 5 plus or minus 4 root 5 negative 4 root 5 over 5. Now all I have to do is split this up. So we're going to have two separate solutions. For sine of alpha plus beta, we're going to get 6 root 5 over 5 minus 4 root 5 over 5. Or you can say that this is 1/5 of 6 root 5 minus 4 root 5. It's not fitting in. So let me squeeze it in some. I'll just do it down here. So this is going to be 1/5 6 root 5 minus 4 root 5. Now the only thing that's going to change here for sine of alpha minus beta is the sign here. It's just going to change to a positive because two negatives would make a positive. So the answer here would be 1/5 6 root 5 plus 4 root 5. And you just saved yourself a lot of time by doing them both together. So we completed A and C very quickly. Alright, now on cosine they only ask you to find one. We're going to find both of them because that's what you're going to have to do when you take your quiz. You're going to have to find them both. So we're going to do cosine of alpha is 4/5. Cosine of beta is 2 root 5 over 5. Minus plus sine of alpha is 3 over 5. And cosine of beta is negative root 5 over 5. And this should be sine. So let me change that to sine. And this is sine of beta, sorry. Alright, so when we multiply this out, we're going to get 8 root 5 over 25 minus plus negative 3 root 5 over 25. And in this case, our two negatives, we're going to do cosine of alpha plus beta. In that case, we have two negatives make a positive, so that's going to be 11 root 5 over 25. And for cosine of alpha minus beta, we're going to take these two, so that's just going to be 5 root 5 over 25, which gives us root 5 over 5. Again, very easy when you split them up. Two different answers, but we only had to work it through basically one time. Okay, tan of alpha plus beta is a little harder because it's a complex rational. So let's fill it out. Tan of alpha is 3/4. Let me move it over here so we have more room. Do green. So 3/4 minus tan of beta is negative 1/2. Alright, and then we want to do, we're supposed to do plus and minus. This is plus minus. Alright, over 1 minus plus, and tan of alpha, you just copy these two down. Once I have the numerator, I know just to copy this and this down right here. Okay, so we're going to add this up. 3/4, we have two separate solutions. Tan of alpha plus beta would be 3/4 minus 2/4, which gives me 1/4. And then down here we have two negatives make a positive, so we have 1 plus 3 over 8. So what I do when I have a 1 here, I just change this to 8 over 8. So we basically have 1/4 over 11 over 8. When you simplify this, this is 1/4 times 8 over 11. So that gives us 2 here. So my answer is 2 over 11. So the answer is 2 over 11. Now for the minus portion, change colors. Tan of alpha minus beta. Oops. Alpha minus beta, you're going to get 5/4 divided by 5/8, which leaves you 2 basically. It's 5/4 times 8 over 5. These two cancel and you get 2. So two separate answers here. This one a little more complicated. You have to know your fractions and all that good stuff.